Greetings, everyone. I am Pete Pardo from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to pick number 6 of my 31 favorite hard rock and heavy metal album countdown of the 70s. We have been doing it each and every day throughout the month of July, 31 days in the month. We're picking out our 31 favorite hard and heavy albums of the 70s. I have limited myself to only 2 picks for any one band just to make the playing field a little larger, right? So today we're going to have a band that this is the second time featured on my countdown. This is their 4th album from this British band, released February 10th, 1978, recorded at Chipping Norton Studios in Oxfordshire and Utopia Studios in London, England. Produced by Dennis McKay, the band, and James Guthrie for Columbia Records. I am talking about Stay in Class by Judas Priest. That's right. The great Stay in Class, one of the great heavy metal albums of all time. Of course, featuring arguably one of the strongest lineups of all time. Rob Halford on vocals, KK Downing and Glenn Tipton on co-lead and rhythm guitars, Ian Hill on bass, and the great, underrated Les Binks on drums. What a great album. So many classic Judas Priest songs from this particular album. Of course, Exciter kicks it all off. Fast and Furious, heavy metal, classic. Exciter is such a great song. You got White Heat, Red Hot following that up. Another fantastic song. Of course, the great Spooky Tooth cover of Better By You, Better Than Me. Title track, Stay in Class. What a chorus on that, right? Rob sounds great on that song. And then, of course, Invader, that high-pitched wail. I was going to attempt to do that, but I'm like, nah, Pete, don't even try. Don't even try. Invader is so good. And then over on side 2, Saints in Hell. How about that guitar riff to start it all off? Is that not one of the classics of the metal genre? So underrated. I absolutely love Saints in Hell. And how about Savage? We Are Savage. Such a great track. And then, of course, the ballad, Beyond the Realms of Death. Interesting trying to call that a ballad, right? The beginning is slow and creepy, then you got the chorus is fantastic. That kind of loopy solo from KK, actually from Glenn in the beginning, loopy melodic solo, and then at the end you get the fast and furious craziness of KK Downing, just awesome. And then, of course, Heroes End to end the whole album, man. Just such a killer album. 43 minutes, almost 44, of just heavy metal intensity. And, classic stuff from the mighty Judas Priest. Let's look at charting positions, shall we? In Japan, this made it up to number 49. Top 50 in Japan. UK, 27. US Billboard, 173. Right? Didn't do so well. But this is another one of those albums that over time, based on the success of subsequent albums to come after it, that this would slowly rise, and eventually this was a gold seller in the States, 500,000 units sold. So that's not too shabby whatsoever, right? But of course, the big sellers were yet to come, because of course, Hellbent for Leather would do even better business. British Steel, Point of Entry, and certainly Screaming for Vengeance, Defenders of the Faith. Those were arguably the 2 biggest albums in their catalog and would forever cement their legacy as one of the greats of the genre, of course. But, And there they were back in the day, right? The mighty Judas Priest. Yeah, I mean, for me, there's some just drop-dead classics on this album. Exciter, Stay in Class, Invader, Saints in Hell, Savage, Beyond the Realms of Death. Easily my favorite songs on the album. Everything else is really good too, but just such a barn burner. And, this is another one of those bands. The reason why I did the whole limit to 2 albums per band, because for me, I could have easily had, so we've already gotten, like I said, Sad Wings of Destiny and this album. Sin After Sin is right up there. Could have easily did that. Hellbent for Leather or Killing Machine also easily could have made this list. So, right then and there, you've got potentially 4 just for Priest, right? And so many other bands we talked about could have had multiple. So really, if I would have just said no limitations on number of albums for any one band, I probably would have had 5, 6, 7 tops bands on this list throughout the entire list, which, again, not a lot of fun in that. That's why we got to get as much as we can. So I think the 2 limit rule was pretty good for this month. So anyway, there you have it. Judas Priest, Stained Class is my pick for number 6. Let us know what you think of this album down in the comments below, as well as your pick for today. Pick number 6. And we got the top 5 coming at you starting tomorrow, right? And then, of course, we move into something else in just a couple days. I still got to get my list ready for next month, and next month is right around the corner, so I've got some work to do. Again, this is favorite rock albums of the 70s. Not hard rock and metal, not prog, not jazz, not fusion, just rock albums, right? Can't really put it anywhere else, just rock and roll, right? And again, some of these choices might be, maybe they're a little on the hard rock side, or maybe they might have, some people might think they're a little proggy or art rocky, but for the most part, they're not full bore into any of those other categories. Also not Southern rock, because we've already done the Southern rock countdown, right? So I'm not doing Southern rock stuff either. So yeah, there's plenty to choose from. So till then, until tomorrow, visit us on the web at www.seatranquility.org. We're on Facebook, we're on YouTube all together all the damn time. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and click on that notification bell so you get alert of all of our content as it posts. And please do hit the like button before you leave. Also down below, we've got the links to our Ko-Fi page for channel donations, as well as our merch page. So thank you in advance for all your support there. And tune in. We got new album reviews coming at you hot and heavy today. Should have a few, 3 to 4. We got definitely 3. Might get 4. Hey, you might get 5 before the day's up. We'll see. Also, coming up on the channel, we have, if you're watching this today, tune into Guitar Hack tonight, where myself and Martin Popoff and Hack will be ranking the albums of the Police. That's coming up on Guitar Hack tonight. We've got Friday morning at the Funhouse. Speaking of Martin Popoff, he and I will be back once again on Friday. Saturday, we have the UK Connection. Sunday, we have Ranking the Albums. This week, it's Rick Labonte and myself will be ranking the short but very cool catalog of the Winery Dogs. And we also have the return of The Curse of the Collector this weekend. So all that coming up. Stay tuned for all of it. Until then, I am Pete Pardo. Thanks for watching, everybody. See you soon. Bye-bye.